My name is Leonard Botello. I am from Truth BBQ in Houston, Texas, and today I'm going to show you guys how to pick out your brisket from the grocery store, what you want to look for, what you want to avoid, and we're going to break it down and we're going to get it all the way to a finished product and slice into a fresh brisket for you guys. This is strictly traditional Central Texas style barbecue, which is why I named it Truth, because I wanted to say true to that aspect of it. So it's like all offset smokers, which is just barbecue pits built out of old propane tanks. You have your heat source on one side and your exhaust on the other. So everything is wood fired. So everything takes very long and it is very exhausting and it's very addicting. This is your traditional Packer style brisket. You can get this from pretty much any grocery store. The top side of the brisket where all of your fats is at, you want to make sure that it's nice, thick, white, layering of fat over the top. You want to try to avoid any exposed muscles like this. The fat is actually the protective layer that keeps the brisket moist throughout the 14-16 hour cook. So the top part is very, very important. Size is also very important. You want a smaller brisket. Smaller briskets are always better than bigger briskets. If you can see, this one, you got this muscle on this side, which is your fatty or your pointy brisket, and then you have your flat and your lean side of your brisket. The goal is to get these as close as humanly possible, because these are two different muscles. They're gonna cook at two different rates. They're never gonna catch up to each other. So the smaller the brisket, the more even they get out. And then on the bottom is probably one of the most important parts. What you're looking for is a lot of white striations of this intermuscular fat in here. The more that you have in the inside of that muscle on the bottom part of the brisket, the more forgiving the protein is going to be, and it's going to break down a lot easier, and it's not going to fight you through the entire cook. However, when we get started on trimming, we're going to start from the bottom part of the brisket. We're going to start digging out some of this hard fat down here. Once we get that down nice and flush, we're going to start trimming down this excess fat on the bottom. And what we're going to do next is basically try to get this as level as possible. Once we finish the bottom, we go back over the top. What we're going to start doing is we're going to start shaping. We're going for a nice round shape. Now we still have this top part, and we take all of this right here and turn it into sausage. So once we get this nice round shape, we're basically going to start shaving off the top part of the fat. This is basically what you're looking for on your end results. Now we're going into seasoning our brisket. Before we season our brisket, we always use a binder. On this one I have Heinz's mustard. Brought the seasoning from the restaurant. This is just 16 mesh black pepper, Morton's kosher salt, granulated onion, granulated garlic. I always start again from the bottom first. And you're just gonna wanna put a small layer. And you go back over to the top. And then we go back to the bottom again. And you just want a very even layer of seasoning. And we go back over the top because this is gonna be your show side. And even though it is called a rub, you actually don't wanna rub your seasoning in here because it'll clog the pores of the muscle. So now that we have our brisket seasoned, everything's ready to go. What you're trying to do is basically recreate an offset smoker with whatever cooking apparatus you have at the house. And it's very easy to do. You just have your heat source on one side and you have your exhaust on the other, and in between that is your protein. We put the fatty side towards the fire. It's gonna take on most of the heat the entire time. Fatty always goes up. We always ramp the briskets. We go from 200, 225, 250, and then go to 275. Hour. Usually it takes us about 14 to 16 hours at the restaurant. The smaller the brisket, the more efficient the cook is, and sometimes if you have like 10 to 11 pound brisket, you can get it done in 9 hours. So this is basically our end result. This is what you get after about 14 to 16 hours, and you can see how much it shrank from the beginning. We started about 15 pounds, it's probably about 7 or so pounds now. You can probably feed about 12 to 14 people with that. I always like to start it, splitting it right down the middle. You got your lean side, fatty side on that side. You're gonna flip this guy around this way and just start slicing. These are going to be all your lean slices of your brisket. This is going to be your fatty side. So you're going to flip that around. It's going to go completely different direction. And these are usually the prettiest slices of the brisket. At least these are my favorite. And it eats like butter. Never gets old. So this is your end result. This is what we do day after day at Truth BBQ. You can come see us at Truth BBQ in Houston, Texas, or you can check out local Palate and go through my step-by-step guide on how to do this.